So you are the soulmate archetype, which is such a beautiful energy, and I'm very excited to share with you some different tips and techniques and a session that's going to help you really step in to this role that you are incarnated to play during this lifetime with your twin flame. Now, before we dive into the characteristics and the energy healing for your archetype, I wanted to quickly introduce myself and tell you about how I discovered that there are different twin flame archetypes. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Rachael, and I work as an intuitive energy healer. I'm a light worker. When I first started my energy work, I had no intention of working with twin flames. I was very quiet about my journey. It was something I knew about, but nothing that I set out to do. Well, as you know, the universe always guides you in the path that you're meant to go in. And twin flames started coming to me for healings, and now it makes up about 80% of my client base. So I take this very seriously because I know that if they were guided to me, I'm also guided to help all of you. And I started to observe the healing that helped different twin flames, like what helped the most, kind of experimenting with different modalities and observing through my intuitive reading sessions or my healing sessions what I was really picking up on. And although there are commonalities in the collective, it is certainly not as cut and dry as a lot of information out there makes it seem. Every twin flame dynamic that I work with holds its own energy. I can feel that it's a twin flame energy, but I can feel there's different dynamics that are going on there. So, I just kind of sat back and I observed, the different things I was picking up on in all my different sessions. And I'm thinking to myself, like, there's something more going on here than what's being presented out by other teachers, and not saying any of them are wrong, but I just started picking up on something more individualized. So I went into a meditation and I got guidance that there are different twin flame archetypes, and based on your archetype, you have individual lessons, you have an individual purpose, and you have an individual reason why you incarnated in this twin flame dynamic. So whenever we look to general information, although it can be very helpful, especially in the beginning of our journey, it might lead some of us astray, or we might be focusing on something that really we're not meant to focus on. So for that reason, I put together this archetype mini lesson, and I'm going to go over the 3 main characteristics of your archetype, and then we'll end with a personalized energy healing session to really ground in this energy for you. So let's jump right now into the 3 main characteristics / lessons that the soulmate twin flames have come here to learn. Before we get started, soulmates, you guys are my favorite twin flames to work with. You're my favorite archetype. No hate or disrespect to anybody else. It's not my personal archetype, so I'd be hating on myself if I didn't like the other ones. But the reason why you are my favorite is because whenever I get into your energy session, I can feel the love. It is so unconditional. It is so soft. You both of your higher selves just want the ultimate best for each other. And it's just like getting an energetic hug. And that's really what the soulmate dynamic is about. It's about love. You and your twin are meant to come here to love in some way. So how do you get there? How do you get to the place where you're able to share this unconditional love with one another and then be able to share it with the world? Well, that's what we're going to talk about in these 3 steps, because that is what you are meant to do. Anything you do in your twin flame journey is going to involve love. And it starts with yourself. So that's lesson or characteristic number 1, is really getting to a place where you can embody self-love. And whenever I say self-love, it's not the superficial self-love. It's not the self-love where we name our favorite characteristics, like I like my eye color, I like how funny I am, although you can start with that. That's a great starting point. If you are not used to really focusing on your positive characteristics, that's an amazing place to start. However, that only gets you so far. So once you get to the point where it's no longer working for you, that's when you have to go a little deeper. And whenever you go deeper, you really tune in to your essence, to your soul, and you give that love. That is pure love. So if you've never done that before, we're going to do this. We're going to go through this technique in the energy clearing and healing session, and you'll be able to really experience it. But number one thing that you can work on within yourself is self-love. As you know, twin flames are mirrors for one another. If you are holding on to a lot of self-doubt or not loving yourself, that will absolutely be mirrored back through various ways in your twin flame dynamic. Also, holding on to this energy of self-love within yourself allows your twin flame to embrace it within themselves. There's 99% of the time, there's one twin flame that goes through the healing process first, and what I have found is once the one twin flame completes these lessons, then the other one typically goes a lot quicker. And the reason for that is you have been healing your twin flame the whole time that you've been healing yourself. So whenever they wake up, I hate that term, but we'll use it for the sake of this lesson. Whenever your twin flame wakes up and goes through their own healing experience, it's going to be a lot quicker than yours. And this was a contract that you made before you incarnated here. So this is something that your soul knew it was going to do. And your twin flame soul, a lot of twin flames, what I get is they go through a lot more pain. So it feels like the one who wakes up first goes through a more painful journey because you're more aware. But what we don't see a lot of times is how much pain our twin flame is going through from not being aware. So a lot of times our twin flame kind of makes that sacrifice for us. Like, okay, we will hold off until you're fully healed, and then it will be our turn. So I just got goosebumps. I feel like this is resonating with a lot of you on a soul level. So going back to the point of self-love, as you love yourself, you are giving that to your twin flame. And as you love yourself, you are not triggered as much by your twin flame, and you're able to more easily focus on the goodness in them. See the light and the love within them without any old triggers or codependent patterns. So that is, if you were to focus on one thing moving forward, and I know this is talked about all the time, but it's because it's so important, and it's because we have a hard time wrapping our minds around it. Because it's not a mental thing, it's an energy thing, it's an emotional thing, it's an embodiment of love. But the more you can really put your focus, mind, body, soul, on the self-love, the quicker you are going to be at healing your soulmate twin flame connection. So the second piece that the second lesson that you came here to learn goes along with that, of course, and that's your worthiness. A lot of the soulmate twin flames were either brought up in situations where they didn't feel worthy, or they experienced it in their earlier adult years. Maybe this is not, being able to get jobs that pay you what you're worth. Maybe this is not people seeing, they just don't see your value. And a lot of the soulmate twin flames develop very unhealthy belief systems, saying that they are just not as worthy as other people. Perhaps in childhood, you would see and this is just an example, so it's not going to apply to everybody, but let's say you would see other happy families and yours wasn't happy, and so you developed this limiting belief that, well, they deserve happiness, but I don't. Or this could play out in all sorts of different ways in your life, looking at others thinking that they're prettier than you or they're smarter than you. And these are your whole life. This is almost what you signed up for, so that you could see so much contrast that it would bring the light of worthiness to the surface. So how do you really step into your worthiness? Well, this is where we really look for the oneness in everybody, and knowing that there's nobody who's better or worse than anybody else. And looking at yourself and saying, I am that. Anytime you envy another person. So if you envy somebody for having a better job, being in a happy relationship, if you can take a step back and say, I am that, because you are. We're all of the same energy. You are that, they are you, it's all the same. There's no like class system. That's a human construct. And you are here to really come from unconditional love and break through all those limiting beliefs and societal beliefs. We'll get into that in a minute. And societal beliefs that have tried to hold you down. Another piece of feeling unworthiness is not being open to receive. And so, again, this could be reflected in financial situations, in job or career, just other relationship dynamics. Maybe you're a people pleaser. You feel like you have to do, but you don't feel comfortable when it is done for you. A lot of these twin flames have like shoulder problems, like physically up in their shoulders, from carrying the weight of everybody in their shoulders. A lot of times what happens is you develop a very strong wall over your heart where you are able to give love, but on an energetic level you're almost blocking it out. So again, this is something that we're going to focus on in the energy session. But a cool little way that you can practice feeling worthy is anytime somebody offers to do something for you, allow them to do it. Just let them, whatever it is, if it's buying you lunch, if it's, picking up the pen off the floor for you, like whatever it is, and that slowly shifts how you're speaking to the universe. And you can even say it like as a mantra every single day when you wake up. I'm open and receptive to receive love and abundance, to receive all the good that the universe has to offer me. Maybe say this to yourself now. I'm open and receptive to receive unconditional love, unlimited abundance, and all the good the universe has to offer me. And this is a practice. It doesn't just switch on after you watch this video. This is something that you continuously do and you continuously focus on. And so the third piece of your particular twin flame journey is going to be around healing. Healing core wounds that you have. Healing a lot of those who are in this soulmate twin flame dynamic have had a lot of wounding in their childhood and adolescence, and it's reflected back. It's like the same patterns get reflected back in your twin flame dynamic. So this is a time to heal your heart, to do work on your sacral chakra where our inner child is. But your mission here is to heal the deepest wounds, the energetic wounds, the emotional wounds, the limiting belief patterns and thinking patterns. So those are the top three. Again, it's the self-love, the worthiness, being open to receive, and then also the healing of deep wounds. And the reason that you go through all of this when you've incarnated in this twin flame dynamic is because you are getting yourself ready to be in a place of unconditional love. Many of these soulmate twin flame dynamics their role here might not be as much like action oriented as other twin flame archetypes, although it can be, But a lot of soulmate twin flames is just you two both vibrating at this unconditional love vibration is changing the world without you having to do anything. Some are meant to be parents, that you are meant to have these children, these crystal children together, raise them in a dynamic that is unlike any dynamic that children have been raised in, because you're both vibrating at this unconditional loving space. So it might be preparing the next generation for whatever earth they're going to be born into. Or it could be doing, like charity work or forming some sort of business for some if you are business minded, but it's going to be centered around helping others, and both of you need to be centered in loving yourself before you're able to really bring all of that to fruition. So with all that being said, I want to start the energy healing session now, where we're really going to ground this energy in, come together with your twin flames energy in unconditional love, in this soulmate union. So close your eyes, begin to breathe in, out slowly. Bring your twin flame to the top of your mind. I'm doing some sacred Reiki symbols to help me connect energetically to both of you. All the energy that I'm channeling is divine source energy and unconditional loving energy. I'm protecting both of you during this session. And I want you to imagine that both you and your twin flame are being surrounded by a bubble of unconditional love. This is an infinite energy. So it starts far above your head, descends down, embracing both of you in it. Goes past your feet, into the floor, into the core of the earth, building roots in this unconditional love. Breathe in this energy. And just feel now your energy. This love that is inside of you. This is your soul. Connect into this soul part of you, your true essence. And any thoughts that you have, any stuck emotions that arise that are not of love, see them as separate. They are not you. They are the ego or past pain, trauma, defense mechanisms trying to trick you into believing that's who you are. So see anything that comes up as separate. And we're going to release all the energy you are ready to release now. So take a deep breath in, really forcefully blow out. Do this a few more times. Breathe in deeply into your essence, and then just release all that is not you. One more time. And now see your twin flame in your mind's eye and connect to their soul energy, who they truly are. And set the intention for them that they separate what is not aligned with who they really are, what is of the ego or pain or defense mechanism. That separates like oil and water from their true essence. Now continue to connect with their true self. And as you do, I'm going to help them energetically release what no longer serves them or aligns. We're going to practice giving and receiving and knowing that you are worthy of love. So we're speaking to your subconscious mind and your twin flame subconscious mind now. And we ask that any limiting beliefs or emotions of unworthiness, blocking receiving, brought up to the surface, for them to be released upon the point of their creation, now and forever. They're rising up within you so you can see them if you need to, but you don't have to. Energetically, I'm removing these from both of you. And we now replace any and all limiting beliefs surrounding worthiness with this statement. And say it after me, and say it. We set the intention, it is said on your twin flame's behalf. I am open and receptive to receive unconditional love, unlimited abundance, and all the good the universe has to offer at any time. I am worthy of receiving unconditional love. I am worthy of being in this soul-mate union. I am worthy of a life filled with love, freedom, and joy. So be it, and so it is. Take a deep breath in. Exhale. And we ask now for both you and your twin flame, for the highest and best good, that any deep core wound or wounds that are ready to be released be presented at this time. If you cannot think of any, that's okay. They're still being brought up energetically. If you have one that you know you want to heal, bring that to the top of your mind. And we are surrounding this wound with unconditional love, divine white light, healing energy. Surrounding it with the white flame of healing for both you and your twin flame. Breathe in, breathe out, release it. It is done, it is done, it is done. And we'll end this session with you again connecting with your twin flame's energy from your heart to their heart. Open your heart to receive their energy in, receive it in your whole body, and then give it back to them and see your love filling up their body. So you might want to inhale, receive their love into your heart. Exhale, give your love to them. Just do a couple rounds of this on your own. We now ground this energy in to the here and now. Feel your energy centered in your body. Take a few deep breaths, I'm just going to wipe off arc field, your twin flames arc field, and disconnect from your energy now. Say it with me, so be it, and so it is, with love and gratitude. You can open your eyes. The energy clearing and healing is now complete. I recommend that you listen to this as often as you need and really embrace what we went through in this healing in your everyday world. Just really embrace this energy that you feel right now. If you want to take your twin flame journey to the next level, then I do offer a 45-minute energy clearing session. It's all video download that you can listen to as often as you want, and it was taken from all of my most powerful personal sessions and what has worked the most in working with the Twin Flame Collective, and I put it into one compact 45-minute session. It's probably the most powerful healing that I have ever done. So if you're interested in that, the link is below. And I'm sending you so much love and light on this beautiful journey.